Hello everybody. Hello everybody. Hope you guys are doing well. So continuing on our journey, today we would be starting with another CSS, Java, and um, CSS. To say HTML, CSS, and Java quiz or like uh, um, problem, and then we will go on from there. Um, so basically, this is what we want to do, right? So are we able to zoom this out? Let's go here. Oh, I had TL draw open. Let's go to TL draw. Yeah, so basically this is what we want to design. Uh, let's so this is our um this is what we want to design. So the way this should work is, so initially we need to show this clock, and the starting we should have this clock. The moment we click on this clock, so we need to add an event listener on this, and when we click this clock we need to, so this has to be on click event listener. So I'm going to add on click, and the moment we click, um, so this should then open this thing. So this is basically, you can, so initially we want one and we need am over here to be selected. This can be my, this is basically like an HTML option that we have over here. So this will be my another container, like, and I will have two containers here. The moment that display none is, so this initially it will be set to display none. The moment we click, this has to change to flex. So we can flex this to in two directions. Then we have this container, and inside that we are going to have time, and inside this, so this is another box, and inside that I need to have these three options to be selected, right? So if you go in HTML, we have something called as, there is already, what do you say, there is already a tag called as select tag, right? So we are going to use that select tag, and inside that select tag we are going to have options. So this thing can be imitated by having a select tag, and this is options, right? So whatever is my first option, by default it will come over here, but if you want other than the first option to be selected, we need to add an attribute called as selected, right? So the moment you add that selected attribute, it will be, so when you click on this drop down list, and it will show us a list, and then it will have a crank mark besides on, indicating that it is selected, right? So basically this is an yeah, so basically the select and what do you say, option tag, they are going to work together, right? The select is like a box, and inside that box you have, so what select is going to do is, so then the next question arises is, do we have to use this together? Yes. So select and option will work together. The job of select tag is basically to create a box, and then uh, the option basically is the item inside this box. So is and then and this is basically numbers, right? And you can have anything, right? So basically, if you can have anything that you need to show here, so the items in this box can be anything. Okay. Oh, didn't go out. No. Okay, so let me select the proper, or let me add in the proper display, so that now we don't need the iPad, right? So we already, okay, we already got how the markup is going to look. um this is an SVG, right? So this is SVG. So we need to add event listener, we need to listen for on click, and initially this has to be display none, and this all has to be hidden. The moment we click, we need to have this box coming up. This is another box. So this is basically what do you say, x-axis align. You can this is x-axis align. Then you can inside this container. So this is okay, this is aligned over here, right, in this box. So if I have two boxes in here, what I can do, so this item has to be aligned, this is center aligned here, see. And then you have one more thing here. So you have these four select options that are coming. This is my select tag. Inside that I will be, so I'll have four select tags. So in the bottom, so you create two different sections. First section you have this. Okay, you can make this section as well as inside this I'll have select, so I can make, okay. And then what I can do is I can give this a height and give this a height. The width is same for both of them, so it has to be universal, or we can declare that in the root itself. Okay. Okay, so now let's add another. Let's get rid of the iPad because now, okay, now I can add. So let's, yes. So this is our uh so this is our mock-up, right? That we just studied how we are going to lay out things over here. Okay, yeah. This is the mock-up, or the initial layout that we have designed, right? Does it move? Okay. We need to exit this pen mode right now. Yeah, so this is how our markup is going to look. Okay, it looks perfect. Now let's start coding. So what we can do is, okay, we need to add in your display, right? Okay. Is this okay? Let's go back to our stream. Oh no, why did we? This is back to content. This is something else. This is some other content that I might have done sometime. Okay, so 200. Oh yeah, let's go in here. Let's move this thing a little bit. Am I able to get this thing out? I see what's happening here. My mouse is suddenly. Let's. I don't know what happened. I'm not able to say. Is it lagging or something? Because I have this thing here. Is this. I don't think so. Oh, I get what's happening. Let me. Just give me 1 minute. Okay, just let me check one thing here. If I do a right, okay, let's do a right click. Let's. Okay, so now I have. So is this saying? What if I close the bank? Is anything changing there? Oh, I have to minimize this, I guess. Maybe that is. Is this. Okay, let's. Bluetooth. So if I do. It's. Yeah, it should have good battery. And now what we want to do is go. So right now only bank is enabled, right? So we need to have. No, this is not bank. This is the MacBook display. Okay, so let's have this thing a little bit. But it's sharing the same thing. Oh, is this disconnected or something? I guess what's happened. Let's go to displays. Oh yeah, let's add. Uh, yeah, let's add this, and then we need this as. Okay, so now let me change. Yeah, so we have the entire screen right now. Okay, let's. But we just do we need that as an extended display, right? Let's come here. MacBook can't be my. This has to be. My Mac Mini. Okay, so this has to be. Uh, okay. Yes. Now let's go here. Let's have. Yeah, select this thing. Let's increase the size. It'll look. Yeah, this is. Now let's have. Okay, let's go back to VS Code. Okay, this is, and then let's have. Let's, that is covering entire screen, right? Let's have this thing turn it down here so that, and then let's place. So now if I turn on, oh yeah, I have. There should be like a small box just so that we can see the changes as well, right? Here itself. Okay, let's minimize. Let's see, minimize. So we saw the idea over there, and then let's get rid of this. Let's have this thing over here, and let's see this. Let's minimize even this. Okay. Uh, yeah, so let's go to VS Code. Uh, there should be a app for VS Code. So yeah, this was done, right? So now let's go to terminal. Let's do ls. Let's do a cd. No, we don't want to. Okay. Let's go to see change priority to list everything here. So we need to have our fourth assignment, right? So you do okay. You do touch assign. This will create a file. I feel. Yeah, you don't need a file. We need to create a directory. So let's no. Yeah, let's go and create a directory as assignment, and then let's do ls. Let's go to assignment 4. Let's do an ls. Now let's create our index.html. Let's have styles.css present here, and then let's so we have both our index and style. So let's do the boilerplate code. This is my HTML that has come. Let's add in a link tag here. So you go and say link, and then we do styles.css here. Okay. So our styles has come in. We now need to add the default thing that has to come, right? So let's change the box sizing to border box, so that let's give it a margin 0 as well, right? I feel giving it a margin 0 is okay. So let's go to styles. Okay, let's add in our default thing so that everything is, and then let's do parentheses, and then let's see um oh yeah, we need to change the box sizing, right? Border content, no box sizing. Let's have it border box. Now let's come into our body. This is my body, right? So I need to give this a color. Now let's start writing. Okay, what we can do here is open my open live server here, so that so live server is available. Let's cut this here. Let's have a new incognito open. Paste it, and yeah, so now this is where we'll be able to see all live changes that is going to happen as and when we start adding our markup. So now we should be able to see that. And so first is basically we need to get that main thing. This is pretty common, right? And then we need to have div.clock. So do a clock, and then inside this what we do is we create a style tag. Let this be empty for the time being. Now inside this we are going to add the svg, right? So this is where our clock is going to come in. So let's Let's get that thing. Now why I've added the style is because um once we have or what um like once we click on it, that SVG has to change, right? Okay, this hasn't moved here. I don't know why it's not showing. Wait. Is the screen or the icon still not available? Or has this to be on the main screen itself? Okay, this is on the main screen now. Okay, it is present somewhere here, I guess. That smaller screen is no. This why it's not. But it says it's an extended display, right? There is something which is not working as expected to. I don't know. Because you see this. Oh yeah. Let's close this. Let's go here. Either my stream is. Let's have this thing enabled here. Oh, so this is. What's this? Again, but then I don't know. And this has to be not back. Let's delete this. Let's add another capture here. Okay. Control displays. Make this a extended display. So this has to be. This is my. Okay. Come here. Yeah, this hasn't been extended now. So if I cancel this. I don't know. Oh yeah, now it has come. But no. Okay. I just this is the MacBook. Yeah, just this. Just shrink this so that this has to be to change this display capture has to. Let's end this thing. Let's keep only one thing right now. Yeah, let's minimize and okay. Let's maximize this thing. So it's yes, okay. And now we can do this. Yeah, so basically we were working on our HTML, right? So this is the SVG. Now why we have added the styles is because we are going to do some, so when we click it we need to change this tag as well. For the time being we have, okay, what does it say? Do not use empty. So there is an it says do not use. We will see that thing later on. So now this is my SVG that has come, right? So now I need to create a one container, right? That will have my so that is basically yeah, when I click on this, that clock and that have to be displayed, and that it's what do you say, color has to change, right? So we'll see that. Let's now go to this other div. This is my container, right? So you go to do div dot, and then inside this div, let's do select title. Let's do select time, and then okay, this is my first, and then I have two divs, right? So I have one more basically down, that is going to be my okay, that is going to have this select inputs, and then inside that I'm going to have, so first is basically my select, so that is for, okay, this is select, and then I'm going to say hours, right? And then side is also hours, okay. And then now I need to add the options, right? So I'm going to do option, and then this is one. So like I need to have, so initially my so I have 12 hours, right? So what I can do is shift add, no, control shift, wait, there was, I forgot that, shift, yeah, let's do this, control C, let's have it pasted here. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This is my first option for my time, right? Now then next thing that we need to do is we need to add it for minutes. So let go. So let's add a select tab. Let's add in minutes. Let's go to ID and then let's say minutes. Let's go here and say option, and then let's say this is, yeah. So we need to add 59. So can we do this into, oh yeah, I know how to do this. Wait, there is a shortcut where you can do option times 59. Yeah, so this is by default it's going to come. So let's say this is 0 1 2. Like we need to add all of this 3 5 6 7. This is basically like identifier, right? The value inside this is not, the actual value will be written over here. It's like 8 7 6 5, whatever you write over here, that is going to come. Okay, 5 4 3 2 0. So this is basically how it's the values are written, right? Did it go out again? This is not good. It's present on which side? Let me check. Oh yeah, it's on this side. So test on press. So if I scroll, oh, that has not come. I don't know. Did I save this thing? This tag is not seen here. I don't. Okay. Uh, yeah. Let's come to inspect. And we have. I'm not able to see that. Oh yeah, it's over here somewhere. See this? So if you see, this has options has come here, and then so this is basically for 59, right? Because these are all empty. So and then by default we want it. Uh, so we want one other tag to be there, right? So let's have this thing. Oh yeah, let's maximize this thing. Let's close the inspect. Yeah, and then we need. Do we want to have one more thing, or yeah, we need one more option from A and PM, right? So I have one select, and then now I'm going to add one more select. So I'm going to do select dot am slash pm, and then this is going to be my am pm. So I do am pm, and then basically ID is the same, right? Am. Let's get rid of the class here. Let's have, okay. I guess what has happened is that select has not come properly. So select, then let's, this is name will be AMPM, and then again it will be AMPM. So you can add in a slash here to just to be careful. Now when you come here in the option, you can add the value, right? So I'll have AM, and then here I'll have one small AM box, and similarly here in the option 2 you'll have a PM value, and then you can add in. Now let's okay, this is how it's going to look. Basically, like, let's work with the clock SVG first because it's taking the entire page, right? Let's get rid of this. Oh, did we add the SVG? So the clock SVG is here, right? So it's basically, did we give it a class or something? We haven't added, so we can do clock and then SVG, right? Let's deselect. Okay. If you go to, okay, let's start with some. There's nothing much that we need to do to warm up the body. Just uh, let's get the margin 0. Let's have it. Let's have a padding 0 here. This is the initial thing that we apply, right? I guess we would try to make it flex. Yeah. So now, okay. Let's come here body and then let's apply. So let's apply display flex and then let's have it centered. So due to now, do we want it to be centered from? Uh, we want it to be in the middle of the page, right? So let's have that thing coming in the middle of the page. Let's do align items. Yeah. Okay. It hasn't come from the top, but then that's still because inside this container, if you go, so I have main and I have centered. No, this should be inside body, right? Let's go inside main as well. Let's let's have all the color variables coming in here so that we can add the color. So this has to be primary. So what we need to do is okay, let's get rid of primary. Now inside the yeah, that's let's forget for that. We'll see that. Let's give this a background color. So and then do hyphen hyphen. Okay, so the color has changed now. Let's min height. Let's that be as 100 view height, and then so yeah, now it has been centered because on top there was no empty space to push it down, right? On left there was. So right now you got the thing as some empty spaces being there. Uh, Now okay, so the text inside this has to be of a certain font. So this has to be of a certain font, right? Okay, so let's come in here. Let's whatever is in, so by default it was going to be edited. Select time, select border. Okay, let's give it a font primary for the time being, and then let's also uh no, this is not okay. Let's add in the color. So color has to be primary. So I scroll in a color primary, and then my font has to be uh, this is again font primary. Oh, it is, yeah, font primary. So and then let's give a font size. So font size is going to be 1.1 rem. So this is basically one rem is 16, right? So and then let's add in a font. So right now it's the font is too weak, right? It's not bold. Let's give it a font weight as well, say 500. Okay. And what else? The color has to be color primary. Okay, which is this grayish color. Okay, let me change this tinge. Oh, so it's getting applied on both of them. Okay. This is 5, right? 500. Okay, now yeah, that SVG initially has to be uh so initially only the clock has to come, right? And then when we click, then we have to add the style. So right now we only okay. Let's get the SVG style. The let's have the SVG and the select tag style. So that's okay. It's become bigger, right? And then uh let's work on the SVG now. So this is clock SVG, and now first let's give it a height and a width and an opacity. So this is when and then cursor, when I take my arrow, it I need to be pointer. Let's add in a opacity, say 0.9. Okay, now let's work on the select time. Okay, we can work on this container as well because we need yeah, to this, right? So you can do dot container, and then this has to be column, right? So you do display uh, flex, and then add in a flex, direction as column. So then mm, and then let's give this a background color of white. So the box has come in, and let's give this a width, right? It is bigger in, so this is 26 ram. I haven't centered it, so the box has become bigger. uh let's add in a opacity of 0. Oh, initially, okay, when I do this, it's going to be disappeared, right? I will see that later on. Let's give this a, yeah, it's a rounded on this side, so let this add this a border radius of 0.2 rem, and then this is going to be from all directions, right? And let's give it a shadow as well. So you do box shadow, and then say 0 pixels, uh, 5 pixel. Now we need to give the color, right? So when you go to okay, you go to color, and then so this is a box shadow which has come in. Okay, now okay, so all the selects have to be column. Oh no, so then if you go, this can be now go to select inputs, and then select 0, select hyphen inputs, and then select. Now let's have this thing as display flex, and then let's center it. So we do So centering, okay, we are centering around X, right? So you justify content center. Oh, flex direction is under display flex. So inside, okay, these options. Okay, I need this. I guess. So the select inputs. Okay, all of the outer tag needs to be flex, right? We'll see. Okay. So if I come here and only do, yeah, so this is going to make it, I guess. And then we need to add some space as well in between them, right? First, let's make it center oriented. Let's add in gap between the elements. So if I want to add gap between the elements, then it has to be uh, yeah, 1 point. This is between the elements, and then let's do. Okay, so right now, all okay. So we need to align along the X, right? Along the Y. So we do align items center here, and then let's do so that it's taking the entire space, right? There is equal amount of space distributed between them, and so this is this arrows which are coming in. So these options, yeah, is applied a flex on them as well. Now see, this is the inside container, right? So we need to apply a padding here and here both. So let's get the padding present here. Now this is not a text, right? So we can do padding and then just add in a, yeah. So you got that AMPM thing done here. Now so do I need to, so in the, so this option I need to apply something. So I'm on this, right? Padding has come in. Well, let's work on the title. The title has to be centered and yeah, so let's do select. Let's have it first is, let's make it uppercase. See, it's capitalized now. Okay, let's give it a background color. So now this is select time Okay, so you see that little bit background color has come in there. Now this only has text, right? So the tag itself is not centered, only the text is centered. We need to have that little bit width as well, so we'll do padding block because it's a text, right? So top bottom padding will be coming. Okay, and then there is something else. Let's have the letters. The letter are too closely spaced, so let's do, yeah, let's have a little bit spacing between the letters itself. Now to the options. Are we doing something on the options? Because I feel, oh, yeah, here we need to add the padding, right? So inside here, let's do padding, say inline of 1.3 rem, and then padding block off. Okay, I need this thing to, yeah. So inside the box now you see little bit spaces have come in, and let's have it just a little bit thick, right? The background color is not matching, so let's have the background color to be the same as select time, and let's add in a border which is a little bit thicker. Let's curve the border, so I'm 0.2 rem. Am I working on the font? When I go on the cursor has to be pointer, so let's say that is coming, and then let's make the border a little bit thick, so I do 0.2 rem, and then you add in a border, right? A little bit thicker. Okay, now that transition has to come in, right? But so let's have a transition that is coming in here. This will be, the clock has to move, right, left and right. So when I click on that, then this has to be on 1 second. Ease in, ease out, ease out. Little go outside, and then the clock is not very much centered. So you can just center it using top 50%. So top is basically the outer this is percentage, right? So and then now this should be uh, still the clock isn't moving. I don't know. If I come here, spec, just to come little bit. But even if I give it, it has moved. This is from its normal position, it has gone 50%. So what do I do when this happens? But this is centered, right? This is exactly at the center. This one. Oh, this is font family. That clock positioning and that we have to work on right now. Get this clock and it doesn't make sense. Because the parent has to be. They just moves the top edge. If I get rid of this box, is it centered? But then there is margin that is coming in that thing. How is the margin? Oh, this is exactly centered. Okay, I guess yeah, that is all for this. We'll continue in the next session with the remaining like only little bit of centering is left and adding a JavaScript. Let we'll see that, and then we'll go from there. Please subscribe to my channel and we'll see. I'll see you in the next part. Thanks. Bye.